Alright, so a little update on the car. I got the back of it jacked up right now because I noticed the driver's side tire was low and I didn't want to have it sitting there crinkling the sidewall until I get around to working on it again. My son's gonna be getting a job, and this is a 94 convertible GT. We got to do the transmission. It's slipping in first and second. We got to get her done so he has some transportation. But I did get a few things done on this. The transmission crossmember was the next thing we were going to be working on, and we got it in. What I did is I had these pieces. I don't know if you can see them from the 4-cylinder motor mounts. I was going to use them on the motor mounts here, but it just didn't work. I ended up using the motor mounts I bought. I just had to space them on the passenger side a little bit. I showed it in another video. So these bolts are going through the front unibody frame here. And when I put my plan is to put subframe connectors 2x2 tubing, which will come in from the top, and they'll be inside of this, tying the two subframes together. And these bolts will go through that subframe also. So when I get that done, they're bolting the inside plate, and then, man, I don't know how to do this. I don't know if you can see anything there or not, but the other plate that goes on the actual cross member has a bolt going through it on each side, so it can just drop right out. The cross member can just drop out. I got the transmission to the height I wanted. I made those, I don't know if you can tell, there's two, don't look at my weld, it's horrible, but I think it'll hold. Two different, I cut them off an old motor mount or something, and the two straps there were angled already, and I just, tacked them. I tacked all this stuff together with the little flux core MIG welder I got, which I'm terrible at welding with. And then I took it over to my buddy's house once I got it tacked up, and I welded it with his arc welder. And I also got the drive shaft cut down. Don't look at my weld. And cut down and installed. I bought the straps. They're Spicer straps. I got a really good deal on them, like $10 on eBay. And the bolts that came with it, they didn't work, so I got a couple of 5/16 grade 8 Allen head. Got 4 of them bolts. Oh, and it's a conversion motor mount from 1310, which is the factory 5.0 U-joint, to the 1350, which this 35 spline stuff that came with this car uses. I'm not quite in the locking portion of this nut, so at some point I'll probably take the lock washers out instead and use the locking portion of the nut to lock the nut on. The front yoke was, when I got the motor and the transmission, the 5.3 from the wrecking yard and the 4L80E, I asked them for a yoke and they gave me one. So we're gonna let this sit for a while. Let's see here on the, well, here's the motor mount again, where I spaced it with those pieces of aluminum tubing. We're not hitting it. Well, this is real close here, but I'll knock this pinch weld back a little bit. But you can't get this motor back any farther. Remember, I notched the frame down there for the oil pan. And I said I have plenty of room here, or I have room with where the oil pan goes over the rag and pinion, but I think it's touching actually. I may space it up a little higher. This one actually went pretty much the way it was designed to, except I think it's designed to go through the original slotted hole, but I moved it back quite a ways and cut a slot on both sides and shimmed it. And there is a bolt down in there which clears the trans tunnel. I don't know. I can't never get it on film. Anyways, motor's in. Oh yeah, I want to show you. Once I got the drive shaft in, I needed to, you know, be able to put it in gear and out of gear. So I got the shifter in. It's not mounted. It's about. I'm going to put it about there though. That's where, you know, I got it so I can pop it in gear and out of gear. And I think what I'm going to do is use the original plate which goes under there and mount something on to the plate, a flat piece of 1/8 inch or something, bolt it to the floor where it goes, bolted, and have some kind of tube coming up and another plate for the shifter to mount on. I think I'm going to run it somewhere around right where it's at. I got a bunch of mold and mildew on the on the door panels, but I'll get it cleaned up. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. It's gonna sit for a while because, like I said, I want to get my son's car going. It's a nice, pretty nice car. I mean, it's not nice. It's like a driver, you know. It's okay. You'll see it in a little while. We'll be working on it. We gotta get the tranny out of it. Well, first, I'm gonna try to do some other. I had a charging system problem, which I fixed. So it's the battery's charging, holding charge. It was some wiring that was messed up. And now we're going to work on a power steering fluid leak. And I may make a little video of that or something, and maybe the transmission work too. So I don't know, we'll see. It's a decent little 94 convertible. We'll do that on the next video, okay? See you guys.